So thank you very much for joining us this afternoon, Professor Edwin Judge, here at Macquarie University on Wednesday, December the 15th, 2010. Professor Judge is our Emeritus Professor of Ancient History here at Macquarie University, and as the founder of the Department of Ancient History at Macquarie University, we're honoured at Telly's Angels to have you as our patron, and we're delighted that you can be our first interview subject for Television, our new project to share all of Telly's Angels resources with the world. So thank you very much for joining us today, Professor Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So, in thinking that Telly's Angels is all about enhancing the first year experience of university for our new students, can you tell us what your first year of university was like?
Well, I can't actually. I hardly remember anything about it, but I can tell you which year it was.
Okay, well, we can start with that.
It was the last year of the war, 1945.
Wow.
And I had just turned 17 years of age.
Okay.
And I remember very little. There were very few books. I did philosophy, for example.
Okay.
Instead of Greek. I was advised to do not Greek, but philosophy.
Okay.
And there were no textbooks. The lecturer didn't believe in textbooks anyway, or any books.
Oh, so how did you transmit your knowledge?
He simply lectured. The unit was called Logic and Ethics, and the lecturer was Karl Popper.
Wow.
And he had just written his book, The Open Society and Its Enemies, but he didn't lecture about that.
Okay, what did he lecture about?
Logic and ethics.
Logic and ethics.
That is Aristotelian logic and Kantian ethics.
Wonderful.
But somehow or other, I knew it was important.
Yeah.
Not the logic and ethics, but what he really wanted to teach. He didn't want to teach logic and ethics. He didn't believe in either.
Okay.
But by the end of the unit, he had made clear to us that he had something more important to say, and that was that you can't accumulate evidence and prove something true, as Freud did, or Marx. All science can do is disprove things, disprove hypotheses.
Yes,
so
hypothesis testing.
You don't just gather more and more things as though accumulation proves something true. There's a negative function of knowledge, disknowledge. I learned that in my first year. I don't think I realised the lasting importance of it, but it's very important to me now.
Indeed. And what a foundation then as a humanities or an arts student. How do you think that affected your
Well, I wasn't
study
interested in
skills?
philosophy. I just did it because I was told not to do Greek. I was only interested in languages.
Okay.
The other 3 units I did were Latin, French and German.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'd wanted to do Greek, but someone
Okay.
said, actually a minister of religion said to me, no, it's too, I don't know why he thought that. I thought he would have approved of Greek.
Indeed.
But he said, do philosophy.
Okay.
And I'm very grateful.
Okay. Wow. What a basis. What a basis.
I remember nothing about the classes in Latin, French and German. What a
Okay.
thing. Can't remember who the lecturers were, but I remember the philosophy teacher.
Wow. So important. What a great foundation.
But you see, it's a trap because I'm constructing what it must have been the case. Exactly the thing he said you shouldn't do.
Comes full circle, perhaps. Fantastic. And where was this?
Oh, at a place called Canterbury University College in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Yes.
There were not many more than 1,000 students, and the library was no bigger than this set of rooms that we're sitting in now. Just one room.
Wow, for a whole library.
Yes.
That's incredible.
And the only book I can remember in it was the 50-volume set of Pauli Vasova's German Encyclopedia on Classical Antiquity. So I knew it was important.
I think you can remember a great deal more than you think.
Well, ask me. That's all I can think of at the moment.
And tell me, how did you get into university in those days? Did you come through a matriculation of sorts, or what was the process?
Well, I don't remember that either, but I know that I won a scholarship. There was what was called a national. There were 10 junior scholars who were the best for the whole of New Zealand, and then 20 national scholars who were the second best. I was one of the second best.
Wow.
And so that gave me a small allowance, very small. And I lived at home. It was embarrassing living at home because we lived in a poor suburb, and the neighbours would say to me as I walked on, "Are you still at school?" So I hid.
Oh.
Hoped no one would notice.
Yes, I get that a bit too, Professor, still.